Hey John, how are you?
Hey David, I'm good. Haven't heard from you in a while. How have you been?
I've been all right. I'm trying to catch up on so much.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But before we get started, I know Yolanda's on here, which is
Yeah.
fine. I'm going to tell the HRB and the Planning Commission that I have a draft ordinance for the ADU ordinance from HEDA and her. I just need to look it over and then I'm gonna send it your way after that. But I just got it at about 4 o'clock today.
Okay. I think I've cleared up everything with the state on the LEAP grant.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I know it was expected like a couple weeks ago, but I just want them to know that wasn't forgotten and you to know it wasn't forgotten.
Well, yeah, that's great. That's great. We need some meat to chew on for our next meeting. So that's great.
Yeah, and then I got your email about Todd's report.
So that would take him hours, but the council and commissioners appreciated the status. I guess Gilroy does this in some format or another. And I was hoping we could use iWorks for it so that it wasn't a duplication of efforts.
Well, can we use iWorks? Because I guess the question is, and you and I can talk offline. We need to make sure stuff's being put into iWorks.
Right.
Because
And
I went through all of my emails, and I guess JJ's Burgers according to Luis, seems to have submitted an application on late February. And I don't know if I've ever seen that. And I think Orchard Meadows, Lang Street was resubmitted late February, and I haven't seen that either.
Really? Okay.
But we can talk more offline. We don't have to do that through Zoom.
Yeah, give me a call in the morning if you like, or whenever it works for you.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm going through all my stuff and compiling what I think you need.
Okay. I'm so jealous of your hike. We found some YouTube videos. It sounds very cool.
It was actually really phenomenal. I would do it again in 2 years, but yes, getting permits is extraordinary. And I was lucky that the group I went with already had permits.
Yeah. Yeah, we found a group in Santa Cruz that will get the permits and take you out there, but they're not doing it because of COVID.
Yeah, I found a group that'll do it too, but they charge $1,600.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no.
The permits were like, for a group of 5, the permits were like $35. So, all right.
David, welcome. And Yolanda, if she can hear us. David, can we share your photos today?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Can anybody hear
We
me?
can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can share my photos. Was that a question for me?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear you?
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm too far from the speaker.
No, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So we're all set then.
Yeah.
Hi,
Got our
David.
chair and co-chair.
How's it going, David?
I am doing swell. As you can see, I'm tan from my hikes, and I'm significantly behind where I feel I should be in catching up. But I came off my 6 days of no connectivity to 473 work emails,
Oh,
300 private emails, and chaos, some other aspects of life. So
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Yolanda.
that's what I get for taking vacation.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Hello.
Hi, there you go. I got you guys.
Okay.
I feel the same way you just sounded, Trish.
Feeding the animals, checking the garden. back up in traffic on 156.
Crazy. It's gonna get crazier. Amazon's built.
I don't go that way. Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
Take the bypass to come in, won't they?
Hmm.
156.
Yes. It was hot out today in Monterey.
Monterey, really?
Yeah.
Wish I was there.
I have some issues with my camera. I don't know what's going on.
We can hear you, Luis.
Yeah.
I need to drink coffee.
But you can you see me?
No, but we can hear you, so that's good.
No, Galan.
Luis, in the corner of your screen is 3 dots. If you click on that,
Yeah, I can turn on my.
it'll say you can do something with your self view.
Let me try. Because my camera is on, but
Ooh, David, that's pretty
Oh.
nice backdrop.
Very nice. Very nice.
There you go.
And I need a
Awesome.
haircut.
All
Now,
right.
I've gotten a haircut there before and it was excellent. But I tried to go back again and of course, COVID wasn't very accommodating. So they've been closed for a while now.
They were open today, David.
I know, but I already got my haircut. I went to Giveaway instead. And it's called, believe it or not, it's called Excellent Cut.
what's happened?
Hey, Louise.
Hey, come and go. I don't know what's happening.
You're coming in, you're fading in, fading out. Your picture's coming in.
Yeah.
Your voice is coming in. I can hear you. Did you turn on your video?
No, yeah, I turned on, but turn
Down
off.
at the bottom, there's a little camera down there. It
It's
shouldn't have
black right now. I
it
don't know.
shouldn't have a diagonal line going through it, a red line going through it.
Let me disconnect my camera and connect it again.
Are you watching baseball, Luis?
No, I love it, but you guys are gonna hate me because I Yankee fan.
Híjole. Oh,
Everybody hate me here,
The
around
Yankee
here.
fan.
a Yankee fan. Ay, Dios mío. Now tell me you like America instead of,
Oh yes, I love it.
we're enemies.
Yeah.
I like las Chivas.
No.
Oh. Let me turn this.
The only team I love here around here is 49ers. I'm 49er.
Oh, I really don't like you now, Luis. We're 0 for 3.
Oh, what's
Let me
happening
get-
to this camera?
Yeah. Oh, I just walked in from work.
Oh, boy.
So there you go, Don. That's the money shot of the LCT right there. My back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just got my youngest boy a big boy backpack and we're ready to use it.
A big boy backpack.
Yeah, he's 15 and he grew into it, so we spent the money this time for his birthday.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find a better photo of it.
Well, we got to go rock climbing in the Pinnacles, and my son really enjoyed that, and all of his friends came, and we had a great time. So it's a great time to be up
Can I share my screen really fast?
Sure. Okay.
And then we'll get started.
Can't do that. It's not that one.
Sorry, something's wrong with my camera.
Yeah.
It's come and go.
It says I'm not able to share it.
Who's 831-6732269? Who is that?
Sure.
Who's that on the call, Trish?
I don't have it by memory, but I know that Commissioner Morris Lopez is calling in from Florida.
Florida.
And the other one is Dr. Baines, but and I'm not sure of her number. Everyone that's up there was invited as a panelist, so I'm trying to figure who my panelists are. And of course, it's the board.
David, I like your screen. Very beautiful.
It's
Mhm.
great.
And he practiced 6 feet distance.
So that's the San Luis Reservoir, right?
No,
I don't get out much.
probably Alviso. I take it as Alviso, right? The swamp.
That is 17 miles from Mattole Beach in Humboldt County. And on 6 days, I saw 3 other people, not counting the 4 people I was with.
Well, the governor is saying June 16th.
Yep.
Are we still orange, David? I mean, Donald?
No, we turned orange today.
Cool. Yeah, I thought so.
We turned orange today.
Right on.
Yeah, we posted
Hey,
that
it's,
on.
It's 6 o'clock. You want to get going?
Yep.
Okay, call to order for the Historic Resource Board for today, April 6th. It's going to be 6:03. So call to order, roll call.
Yes. Board Member Delgado,
Present.
Board Member Matshane,
Here,
Board Member Morris Lopez,
Present.
Board Member Baines, not present yet, and Board Member Maderas.
Here.
All we have a quorum with 4.
Are we expecting Commissioner Baines?
Yes, I spoke to her earlier today.
You want to wait a couple of minutes? You want to connect with her, or we can all wait a little bit? We haven't got that much to do.
Maybe I should check to make sure. I'm wondering if she didn't notice the panelist invite and she's off on the side as
Why? I didn't get
member of the
an
public.
I didn't get an invite through my governor's, the mail that you send us. The only reason I know the number is because I got the agenda and I put that number in the Zoom.
Okay, then you were able to come up as a panelist. That's, okay.
I did.
Yeah,
And she has that material as well. She confirmed for me today she did.
Yeah, just because I've been on so many Zooms, I saw the meeting and I went through that. I tried to go in my official mail and I didn't get an invite through my official mail for tonight.
Okay, I'll wait another couple of minutes. Let me know, there's no chance that she's not going to be here, and I'll get things started, if that's okay.
Yeah,
yeah, agree.
I'm the chair. Hey,
you're the man.
I'm the man.
Hi, this is Commissioner Morris Lopez and Chair Maderas. My suggestion is that we move ahead with the meeting. I believe we all got the packets. I'm actually 3 hours ahead of you. I'm in Florida right now on the phone. So I just think that in all fairness, we might want to move ahead. That's my suggestion.
I agree
hear
because
you.
I think even last time she had still a patient she was meeting with and was a little bit late last time. And then ultimately you joined.
Okay. Well, let's get started then. We had roll, so let's stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
States
America
of America.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated. Okay, public comments. Do we have any public comments this morning this afternoon or this evening?
Oh, there's Dr. Baines. Sorry.
Okay, this portion is just for the citizen, anything that's not on the agenda, but it has to do, something to do with the historic resource board. Are there any comments from the public?
No, I do not see any hands raised.
Hello, Commissioner Baines, how are you?
Hi, I was
Commissioner
there
Baines.
and I could hear you guys talking about me, but you couldn't hear me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, we already gotten started. We just
Did
got
I come,
started.
did I come in on the wrong link? Cause,
That's okay. We worked it out. Yeah,
oh, okay.
We got
we worked
you.
it out.
Is the link for the public different from the commissioner's link?
Right.
Oh, I came in on the public link then.
Okay.
Huh. Okay, sorry.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay, all right, we're going to item 3, which is consent items. This is all matters listed under the consent agenda may be enacted by one motion authorizing actions indicated for those items so designated. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless requested by a member of the board, staff member, or citizens. Okay, this is for consent items A, B, and C. A is approved affidavits for posting agenda. B, approved minutes for the August 6th, 2019 meeting. And C, approved minutes for the February 2nd, 2021 meeting. So I'll turn it over to staff. Is there any comments on that?
I do have a few comments, just Trish,
Yes.
on the minutes on item C under 5A.
You're
We want
breaking
to-
up, John. if
I'm
that's you
sorry,
talking.
we need to fix a few typos in 5A, the paragraph there. Fran Fitzpatrick of Brewery 25 spoke in support. We need to change that.
Okay,
And then, and at the very end under adjournment, I think 8:06 is pretty late for the HRB. I just wanted to double check the time that we adjourned the HRB in February. So what's that? Those are the only things I
Oh, I
noted
see
in
it,
the minutes.
Jared, yeah. Sorry about that.
okay, so noted. How about the commissioners? Any comments, any questions on the consent items?
No.
No? Do we have anybody from the public who has any comments or concerns on the consent items?
I don't see any.
Pardon me?
I don't see any.
Okay. Okay, is that, somebody make a motion?
I'll make a motion to pass 3A, B, and C.
Second.
Second?
Second
Second.
by,
Okay, because clerk, please take roll. Vote.
vote, yes. Board Member Delgado,
Yes,
Board Member Matchane,
Yes.
Board Member Baines,
Yes,
Board Member Morris Lopez,
Yes,
Board Member Maderas.
Yes.
All members of the board being present, the motion is stated by the maker passes unanimously.
With the exception of the corrections that were mentioned.
And the corrections will be made,
Right.
with the corrections.
Thank you. Okay, item number 4, action items. We have A, which is consider private building and public building for National Preservation Month recognitions. The San Juan Bautista Historical Society recommends the Bluebird Hotel at 401, 403, 405 3rd Street and the EA Reynolds House Historical Reference at 700 3rd Street to the Planning Commission for recognition. Staff, do we have any report on this?
Well, we do have Vonda Gilbert here, and I'd like to make room for her so she can present the selections this year.
Okay.
Vonda?
Okay, thank you. Good evening, commissioners and city manager. Since 2012, the Planning Commission has been recommending to the city council a business or a private use building and a public use building to be recognized for National Preservation Month in May. So you'll make your decision today, and then it will be presented in May to the owners of the buildings. At the March 2021 Board of Directors meeting of the Historical Society, we bantered about, and it was a little difficult this year because of COVID. Everybody was in survival mode, and parklets were where money was going. But we did find 2 buildings that we are happy to recommend. For the public use building, let me see, shall I show the pictures? I will do that.
And David has the pictures. Let's see.
Okay. Well, David can narrate because he can tell us when these were taken. But we've selected the Bluebird Hotel for the public use building because it's gotten a fresh coat of paint. It's a bright, cheerful color. It was a little bit of a battleship blue before, and it just gives the downtown a better look. It hadn't been that long since they did it before, but with the cobwebs we get here in town, I just thought it was great that they repainted. And the building has been in the Julian Ponce family since at least 1981. We have that on the historic inventory from 1981. So they might have owned it, for quite a while. But anyway, the fresh new paint and the lettering on the side of the building just enhance the building, preserve the building, and maintain the historic integrity of the town. So that was our first choice for the public building. And then for the private use building, we selected the EA Reynolds House at 700 3rd Street. This building hasn't been owned by the present owner that long. I think that person bought it April 6th, 2020. But in that time, they've done a great job restoring the house. Not much is different in terms of color and theme. There was a picket fence before, but it was really kind of run down. My friends and I walked past it every day, and there were pickets missing and the plantings were overgrown. So they redid the picket fencing. They've extended it to the big tree. They replaced the side fence to the backyard, and we just think that they did a great job with that Victorian house, and without diminishing any of the architectural details or detracting from the historic integrity of the house. So those are our 2 choices. That's what we recommend to the HRB and the Planning Commission. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay, thank you, Vonda. So I'll bring it to the commissioners. Do we have any comments, concerns, or questions?
I think they're both great choices. And Rhonda was right. This private home has really made a difference. And the other Bluebird, I think they made really great choices.
Anybody else?
No, are great. I think congratulations, Wanda. You're making a great job every year.
Thank you, Louise.
Thank you, Wanda.
And thank you, David, for all the fabulous photos you have, the record
you're
that you've
welcome.
taken. You have going back several years. And can you even show us the Reynolds house way back?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That was before they had the rails and what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
some of these photos go back all the way to, I think, around 2005. And so when I got real busy with the camera.
Well,
Yeah, and there's been some very slight changes, but mostly to landscape and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the very last one at the bottom, that's the earliest
There we go.
picture I have. There it is right there.
So it's made it,
That was way back when. I can't see what the date is on it right now. I think it's back 2005, 2006.
so you can see how at least having two colors can
Yeah.
make such a big difference in the house, and the porch rails and everything about it today looks wonderful.
Yep. Yeah, and I did some rendering to the photo that I put into the recognition portion up on top. I just like to, like I finished off on what was left of the sidewalk or the curb, which was missing. You can see
Wow.
that I put that in there just to make it look a little bit better, give it more balance
Very
as
good.
far as the photo goes. And I don't know, I've got several photos. Now, this is as of last Sunday. This photo was taken. And I don't know if you want the side view or the front view to show, if you want me to put it, if you want me to go ahead and make the plaques for you, the photo plaques.
Well, what does
Like we do
what does
normally.
the commission think? I kind of like the front view, but what do you think?
Yeah, I like the front view. It just brings it out more, I think.
It-
Thank you, David, for taking those.
It's
beautiful
difficult to
photos.
tell which is actually the front because there's two
Yes.
entry doors.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
from
So
the night-
what are you referring to as the front?
Yeah, the front would be on Third Street, and you're looking, this is a side view. The
Uh-huh.
one you're looking at now, that's a side view. And in other words, you get to see the side and the front, but here's the front view. This is on,
That's the front.
on Main
Oh,
Street, Third
okay.
Street. Now, I do have another version of this photo where I actually put in the rest of the fence.
It's a
So,
lovely photo.
I can go ahead and put the fence in or leave that fence out. I don't know if they want if that's gonna be how they're gonna finish it eventually. Because here you'll see there's no fence in front of the building. And I don't know whether I should render it in or not.
Oh, they don't have it now, huh?
No, you
Oh.
can see it's missing.
Okay.
In this photo, it's missing, and right now, unless they put it up there just recently,
What?
like yesterday.
I'll have to notice tomorrow when I walk by.
Yeah, so anyway, if you roll down a little bit further, or no, roll up, I'm sorry. Roll up, I'm sorry. Okay, the first photo, keep going down. Keep going up, keep going up. Okay, see, that's without the fence. Okay, that's with the one side of the fence. Keep going up. Yeah, keep going up. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
now, see now this is the way it looks right now. But if you want me to, I can put the fence, I can complete the fence to go extend all the way to the left. Like I'm thinking that's what they're gonna do eventually. Or should I just leave it the way it is right now?
I think we need to leave it the way it is.
I think it looks nice the way it actually is.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Baines,
I
you
thought
brought up
so.
a good point. The 1981 Historic Resource Inventory suggests that the house was originally, that the facade of the house was originally on Jefferson. And then
Yeah.
they added the second part of it because Second Street really was the main street for a long time.
Mhm.
So what we considered the front now wasn't the front then. But anyway, I don't think,
Okay, that being said, does the commission want me to go, or the Historic Resource Board want me to go out and go ahead and make up these plaques for the city? What they are, they're printed and framed plaque, which is kind of like a recognition plaque, but it's done with a photo, like a poster type photo framed. And they're
And you-
approximately 13 by 14 in size.
And you've done that for like the last 4 years, haven't you?
Yeah,
And the purpose of this, I'm sorry if I missed the purpose.
the purpose is that May is National Preservation Month. So in
Oh.
2012, we thought it would be appropriate, since we are the city of history, to start recognizing property owners who've been preserving and stewarding their historic buildings.
Right. The owners of this building, they're new. They just bought it last year and they did an amazing job renovating the inside and doing like 25 years of work
Mhm.
neglect, I guess, that was
Yes.
happening inside. And they've really just added aesthetically to that corner by doing the work that they did on the house. So I think it's an excellent choice, and it would make an awesome photo.
Okay, you think, okay, so we're gonna go forward with that. So that being said, how about for the Bluebird? Did we show enough of that? The Bluebird is satisfied with that too as well? You're gonna have to go down
That's the
further.
old one.
Those are
There.
old, those are old ones, yeah. And the one that's been framed. Yeah, this is, yeah, there, that one there, that was taken last Sunday. That's how it exists today.
Good photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should take off from the barrels from the photo.
The barrels, remove the
Yeah.
barrels. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
the barrels, I don't like it in front.
Is that possible, David?
It's possible. Anything's possible when it comes to photos.
That
Yeah.
Yeah,
way-
if that's what you want, we can do that. Yeah, not a problem.
Only for the, for the,
Okay, what about the little half barrel?
yeah, I think that doesn't,
think-
this
I
is
think
not
that
That's
not-
okay.
the issue. Yeah, it's not the issue.
And
I
the
think
autom-
the half barrel fits aesthetically
Yes.
with the hotel.
yeah. Yeah, and how about the two automobiles or vehicles?
Yeah, the
You
big
can
one.
move them.
They're okay.
Yeah, if you can do that.
You can
Well, I mean,
Photoshop them out.
I mean, anything can be done. It just takes a little bit more work, that's all. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. So we're satisfied with the two photos as far as that goes.
David, I have my
Considering
hand-
some of the changes.
David, I
And
have my hand raised.
the commission is happy with going forward with this kind of a plaque recognition award.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll make a. we'll
Wait,
make a-
wait, 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 wait.
Wait a minute, when we make a motion for all this, we'll come to that, and then, and still we have to go to the public on this.
And Commissioner Delgado has her hand up.
Yes,
Thank you, David. Thank you, Don. Could we get a front photo of it and not put the side at the angle, just the front view like we did to the other house? And and maybe you can get up really early. There you go. That and perfect.
well, that's a cutaway view. If that's what you prefer, I could do that too as well.
Well, the whole building at the front view of the whole building and alleviate all cars.
Oh,
If you ask me, I prefer the side view
Okay.
together, the way it is. If you
Yeah.
ask- Like it is,
Get a bigger
this is an
picture.
older one, but yes, I prefer that.
Yeah. The
Yeah, because
perspective.
you get to showcase the whole thing.
But taking out the cars like Commissioner Baines and Machine said, could we do that too?
I could.
You know, I don't mind the cars there. It adds, I hate to change the reality of what it is. That's just my opinion.
Somebody's talking, but it's not coming through.
No, that was me, David. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Fonda?
now.
Yeah. I don't mind the cars there because they're not
Okay.
in front of the building. And
No, I hear you. Okay. All right, I'm being as far as judgmental and stuff like that. I think we can remove the barrels and I think everything else will be okay. All right, that being said, does anybody else from the commission want to say anything else? No? Okay. How about the public? Is anybody out there that has any concerns, comments, or questions from the public?
I
Cara
don't
has
see
her
any-
hand up. Yeah, Cara? Sorry, Trish.
I'm trying to find her on mine.
well, she made a comment in chat.
Oh,
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to thank David Maderos for all of the work he's done every year that we've had this. His photos are just fabulous and really appreciate the effort he's put into this project. Thank you, David.
You're welcome. Thank you for your kind words. So anyone else from the public?
Well, can I add, Cara said she liked the side view of the Reynolds house, showing the
That is
entirety
true.
of the house. Yeah.
I like it because it shows the entire house. And I think the earlier portion is the part that is facing Jefferson.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that was my thought. that
Okay, why don't we just
shows
leave it up to the
entire
artist?
Property.
Yes. let's
And
leave
I'll
it up to
take
the
everything
artist.
else into consideration.
David always makes good decisions that way.
Okay. I see no other comments, Chairman Maderos.
I'm back, I think.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I was just for some reason I was disconnected. Okay, so anybody else from public? Okay, then can we, this is just a recommendation for city council to approve, right?
No,
Okay.
I think that the planning commission makes the decision and then it's presented by city council at the May
Okay.
meeting.
All right, so let's do that. Let's make, somebody want to make a motion? And if you do, please include whatever we got to do with it.
I motion that we approve the photo with the inclusions of what was discussed earlier with the changes.
Okay, and this is for both, recommend,
Houses.
both items, okay, all right.
Yes.
Anybody want to second that?
I second.
Can we have a roll on the vote?
Right. Board Member Delgado? We lose Yolanda.
Aye. I say aye.
Okay, thank you. Board Member Matchane?
Aye.
Board Member Baines?
Aye.
Board Member Morris Lopez?
Aye.
Board Member Maderos?
Yes,
All members of the board being present, the motion as stated by the maker passes unanimously. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, can I have my computer back, somebody? Are you gonna take the screen away? There you go. I need to pull up my schedule. Okay, so we've completed item 4A, and now we're going to 5, item 5, which is comments. Any comments from the planning commissioners at this point?
Actually, that should say the board. I'm sorry.
I mean, the board, I'm sorry. Any board members who want to say anything at this time for comments?
No.
I got a question for everybody. Did everybody go to school last couple of weeks? Did we go to Planning Commissioner Academy? Did anybody go?
I did.
Any comments on that?
Wait to the planning commission.
I learned.
We could. Okay.
We get,
So nothing further. Okay, about any contract senior planners, what about that? That's not there either. We don't talk about that either. Contract senior planner. Any senior planner has anything to say?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. City manager.
At our next HRB meeting, we'll bring back our annual report for submittal. So look forward to our CLG annual report. Thank you.
You. That being said, anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I want to make the motion to adjourn.
We have a second.
I second it.
Second it.
Okay, well, we're going to adjourn the meeting for Historic Resource Board for April 6th today. Thank you all for your participation. Next. Do we want to take a break or something?
you guys want to take a break or do you want to go right into the city planning?
I'm fine if you go right into the next part of the meeting. I'm fine.
I'm good too.
Luis? Okay, Jackie?
That's fine with me.
Okay, I call to order the meeting at 6:31 PM. Could you take roll call, Trish, please?
Certainly. Commissioner Matchane,
Present.
Commissioner Maderas,
I'm here.
Commissioner Baines,
Present.
Commissioner Morris Lopez,
Here.
Chairman Delgado.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay, the public comments and items not on the agenda, but within the subject matter of jurisdictions of the Planning Commission. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons desiring to address the commission and matters that are not on the agenda. The law does not permit commission actions to extend discussions at any item not at the agenda except under special circumstances. If commission actions is requested, the commission may place the matter on a future agenda. And before we move forward, could we all please raise our hands so I can address you? And we can have the commissioners, can you raise your hand either visibly or on the bottom where it says raise hand, so I can call you one at a time and we can move forward smoothly, because sometimes, did you have something to say, Commissioner Baines?
No, I was just raising my hand because you asked me to.
No, I said.
Never mind. My bad.
You ain't bad. You all right, girl. Anyways, I'm sorry, but anyways, so that we can keep it together, and the vice chair will have to take over for the fence issue. Which one is that, John? I don't see that because I saw that there was going to be about this fence against the freeway.
Well, Chairman Delgado, it's fences citywide. It's a citywide policy. So
Okay, perfect.
there's no conflict there. We did look into that. There is no conflict.
Okay, perfect. Okay, at this time, do we have any public comments, Trish? Please have them raise their hands so I can call them once at a time.
I don't see any.
Okay.
No, there are none.
Okay, I close it at this time. On the consent items, under all the matters listed under the consent agenda may be entered by one motion authorizing actions indicated for those items so designed. There will be no separate discussion of these matters unless requested by a member of the Planning Commission or a staff member or citizen. Does anybody on the board have anything to ask about consent items 3A, B, and C?
Yes, Chair Delgado, this is Commissioner Morris Lopez. I have a question. Are we required to vote on any minutes that we were not an elected or appointed planning commissioner, since we were appointed in February and not present or part of the commission in 2019?
I would say, go ahead.
What
Trish.
I've been told by the city attorney is that the minutes need to get approved. So we could still approve them if you chose not to vote on them, as long as we had at least two. But it does, I don't think it really makes a difference. We just need to get these minutes approved. So
It's a vote on its accuracy, basically. That's what it is. You're not making any changes other than accuracy.
Okay, I guess that
Spell
would.
words and what have you.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was okay for those of us that just were recently appointed to vote on it. It had nothing to do with the content, but I'm just wondering for just accuracy and also for just being legit.
And if you would like to abstain, that you may, Commissioner Morris Lopez and Commissioner Baines. There's three of us, myself, David, and Commissioner Matchane. I mean, Commissioner.
You have a quorum.
Yeah, we have, if you guys choose to abstain. Anybody in the staff member wants to pull an item, or are we okay on that? Trish? Okay. Anybody from as a citizen would like to pull an item to discuss? Do we have anything, Trish?
No, I don't see any hands raised for comment.
Okay. Can someone make a motion to pass these consent items, please?
I'll make a motion that we pass the consent items A, B, and C.
Second,
Okay. Could you have a roll call, please, Trish?
Commissioner Matshane,
aye.
Commissioner Maderas,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines.
Abstain.
Okay. Commissioner Morris Lopez.
I would approve C. Is that possible to approve C since I was present as a commissioner?
Yes.
Thank you.
And then
Right.
abstain from ABC, do we have to make a note of that, Trish?
Yes, I'll put that that will appear in the minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Chairman Delgado.
Aye.
Okay, all members present, the motion as stated by the maker passes for A and C 5-0, and for item B, it's 3-2. Still passes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Informal project review, is Brewery 25 on, or are they not on? Do you know that?
We're here.
Oh, good, Sean.
Hi there. Yeah, Fran and I are here.
All right, perfect. At this moment, an informal project review, any potential or future projects, applicants may present their projects to the commission during informal project review for the purpose of gaining information as preliminary feedback only. No formal application is required or action will be taken at the commission on any item at this time. Sean, is Fran also there?
I'm here also, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you. Trish, do they get a 3-minute time, or do they get 6 each?
And David is familiar with the project. Our planner, David, is also familiar, so you may want to introduce it. David, were you ready to do that?
Yeah, so for the informal review, Sean is on, I believe, and Fran, but the project is basically that they are going to be establishing a new tasting room at 507 3rd Street. I believe that Sean and Fran can fill you in on the details. They will not be producing or manufacturing beer or alcohol there, as I understand. It will be what they consider a duplicate type 23, which only allows tasting. And in that regard, at this particular time, they're not planning on having any permanent installations of facilities like light poles or tables or anything. It'll all be portable, movable furniture. And the nexus or genesis for this is that they are a successful business and they're growing and they need a bigger area for tasting. And also due to COVID, they are desiring a larger outdoor space to comply with social distancing and allow people a more friendly, enjoyable experience. And with that, I think Sean or Fran can take over and present what they have.
Thank you, David. I don't think I have anything else to add to that. No, thank you so much, David. You've been great to work with this last couple of days and week. So thank you. Yes, we are a beer manufacturer. And as David mentioned, we are not looking to manufacture beer here in San Juan Bautista, at least not yet. We always had wanted to, but there's still some things that need to come into place here. But we've enjoyed 4 years with our tasting room here in San Juan Bautista at 106 3rd Street at Hawks Peak Plaza. Enjoyed 4 years here hosting a lot of different groups, school groups. We've also had beer buses from Santa Cruz and Morgan Hill stop by to see us. We've hosted the early starting of the pickleball group. And we're also just started hosting future businesses, doing pop-ups to promote future businesses coming to town. We currently have a Black Pot Artisan, who is a cottage baker doing cinnamon rolls and bread and all these things. And so, you know, here we are surviving all these things and coming out of a pandemic. And as David mentioned, this space, unfortunately, is just not working for us anymore. One of the great things that it's really a gift that we have as being a manufacturer is our license allows us to be family friendly. And so it's a very, very unique privilege that we have, and one that no other beverage business has in San Juan Bautista. And so it's been really tough for us to host families in our small space. And so that is why we're here today, to just introduce this project, and hopefully we're planning on doing the formal presentation next month to all of you. But we are in need of moving, and that's why we're here tonight. And I just wanted to give a few minutes to Sean as he can talk about the new space a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as David touched on, we're looking wanting to go into 507 3rd Street. So most folks probably are familiar with the backside of the space, which is where the Mission Hardware used to be. So we're effectively looking to take over that same space, right? So we would have access to the whole newly paved blacktop area, which looks really great. That would be our outdoor space. It's all fenced, so everything's controlled. Which makes the ABC happy. And then we would be using the indoor space that was the sort of indoor portion of the hardware where the sales counter was and everything as the serving location. So we would, you know, effectively have the same operation that we have today at 106 3rd, but basically just utilizing that space instead. So we would have our mobile tap set up in there. We would have cans to go, all the same kind of stuff we would be doing previously. So that would just be the indoor space. And then people would be able to, because it's all a controlled space, be able to walk out onto this large patio area and, you know, have the appropriate social distancing and just enjoy the outdoors and the weather that we have here in San Juan Bautista.
And I think that's our quick little summary to share with you guys and socialize with you. And we look forward to continuing to work with David and doing our formal presentation by next month. One of the things that we're challenged by because of our licensing, we're having to pay rent on both locations until we get this all going. So we're doing our part to really dot our I's and cross our T's and make sure we get everything done. And David's been really great working with us on that. So Thank you for your time tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do any of the commissioners, Commissioner Baines, do you have anything to ask Brewery 25?
I don't think I have any questions, since this is the first though that I heard that. I think that bringing increasing the opportunity to have more commerce to the town is a positive thing. And my one question would be though, how much of a population are you trying to reach? I'm sorry, what's the name of the person I'm addressing? Because I only see one person on my screen.
No problem. It's either Sean or Fran. Either of us can answer that question, but
I'm sorry, your name, I didn't hear you.
Sean?
Sean or?
Yep. Or Fran.
Fran, okay. Yes, in terms of your business plan, how many people are you looking to serve and how often?
Yeah, I mean, so currently, I think that there's a lot of things that will change compared to how we're doing things today, right? One, we just moved into orange tier, so that's good. So it's changing a few things for us. It means we're allowed a little bit more folks. But basically what it allows us to do down there is really have to offer that social distancing and still have more folks than we have now. We're really limited in the number of folks that we can have here today.
Yeah, right now.
Where are you located? I'm sorry, where are you located?
This is Fran, 106 3rd Street. We're in Hawks Peak Plaza, right next to Doña Esther's. And so at any given time right now with social distancing, we can have between 12 and 16 people between our parklet and the plaza. And
Oh,
so,
okay.
and that's just not working for us anymore, especially when you have families that come in with their strollers and everything else, which we welcome. And this new space will allow the families to spread out and, you know, really become a community space for all the new families that are moving into town. It's going to be a great place for them to gather, because right now they can only be in restaurants. They can't be at the other beverage facilities that we have here in town.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Fran and Sean, Commissioner Baines, thank you for your questions. Commissioner Jackie Morris Lopez, do you have any questions for Brewery 25?
I think I just have a comment. I just want to say thank you to Sean and Fran because I think that they've brought a great opportunity to our historic commercial district downtown. And I love their idea that they want to have more of a family-oriented gathering place. I think it's too new to ask any questions, but I appreciate the fact that they're being very transparent and bringing it to the commission and with the intention of what their plans are. I don't think I want to comment on any other specifics other than I think it's great. You know, we need more commerce. And I just like the idea that it's going to be a family oriented gathering spot. And it kind of reminds me of Discretion over in SoCal, I think it is. Yeah, with the the tap room in the back, but they do brew there, and then they've got like a garden seating area. So it sounds great.
Huge compliment. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Morris. Commissioner Maderos, do you have anything to ask?
Just comments, just to welcome them aboard. Looking forward to next month, whatever plans you have to put forward. We're going to do everything we can to help you as fast as we can, do as fast as we can, as far as helping you getting your business started. We know you're going to be successful here in San Juan Bautista. We hope you're here to stay for a long time. So looking forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Machan?
Yes, I love your idea and your proposal. I think you will work really great that place. I don't know if you're going to be in the back, you say?
Yes, we'll be on the backside. If you were to drive by it recently, you'll notice it's all that paved area, and then the building, the structure that was the hardware store basically for when it was Mission Hardware.
Yeah,
So
that's
the backside of that building. We won't be in the main part of the building.
Would it help if I shared my screen on Google Earth?
Sure.
There isn't a shed, I think, right?
Hold on, David. Chairman McChain has not finished.
It's okay. I think it's okay, David. You can share it. I think it's a great place right there, and I think you will work like a 9-core business right there. That building needs to be boosted for has been a stop for a while, and I think you will give life to that area as well. And
yep. So
we congratulate you.
Thank you so much. It looks a little bit different than this right now. The structure that's on the corner of San Jose and 4th Street isn't there, that covered area or container. I'm not sure what Dante had there prior. But basically that accessory piece that's right on the end of the 507 3rd Street building right there. Right there you go. That's the whole space. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that space.
Yes.
And then that, as you referred to it like a little shed type building, yes, that would be the indoor tasting room area where we would actually serve from, and then people would walk around in the outdoor space. And we'll, of course, we'll provide some photos of how it currently looks, because it's cleaned up. It's a lot more open than this picture kind of shows today.
You can make it over there beautiful terrace and beautiful patio.
Yes, it's a great blank canvas for doing so.
Sure.
Yeah. So if the commission can see the screen now, they're in this Hawks Peak Plaza here now where the hand is.
Yeah.
And yes, we'll be moving to here.
Yeah,
Yes.
This is there now. It's just an open paved new lot.
Yep.
thank you, David Mack. I honestly think it's great.
Sean, Fran, you have all our support, I think. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it reminds me of a place when I went to Austin. As you know, I have two little boys, and my sister-in-law had two little girls, and my other sister-in-law has three. And we went to Austin. We met there, and there was a barbecue place, and in the back, you can go back there with the kids, and it was very family-oriented. And inside was more like a bar, so it's great focus, great ideals. I can't thank you enough. I want to thank you guys. And not only you, but other business members, allowing people to get the Wi-Fi, letting other businesses get there. You guys have been an asset for this community. Thank you very much. And with that, do we have any public comments, Trish?
No, I don't see any raised hands. No, Chairman. I think there's no public comment.
Okay. With that, we'll move to 5B, the resolution, a recommendation of the city recognizing a private building during national preservation. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Action 5A. The consideration of the council's amendment to a fence ordinance. Commissioner Roderos, do you have anything to say about that?
Not at this time. Aren't we going to go to staff first?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Perfect. You're right. Does staff have anything to say about that?
A few things, Chair Delgado, thank you. Deb Mall couldn't be here tonight, and she crafted this together after recognizing that there were a few issues in town where people had erected tall fences between Highway 156 and their backyard.
We're still with, I'm sorry, with the Brewery 25. Do you have anything to say about Brewery 25?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving ahead. No, I don't. I'm happy to see that they're.
I was moving ahead too, but David brought me back.
Okay, sorry.
And there's, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm sorry. Trish, did anybody mention public comment or emails on 25?
No.
Okay, perfect. So with that, we're going to go with action item 5A, the consideration of the fence ordinance, increasing fence heights in the minimizing highway and non-residential use impact, and prohibit location closer than 3 feet from the fire hydrants. And that would be, do you have something to share with us, Don, with that, what they're meaning? Because what I got is people were saying, which highway were we discussing, or is it all highways, or anything, Don?
Sure, I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off.
Go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
Right. And so I did have a chance, and I don't know if David had a chance to look at some other city ordinances. In drafting the staff report, the city attorney talks about how some cities have a very complicated fence policy, but she didn't think that was necessary for our city because this was just a small change that she's recommending, allowing fences taller than 6 feet where it's appropriate to block noise and disturbances from the backyards of people's homes. And in the example from Moreno Valley, it was exclusively, I thought, for highways. And so of course that would be Highway 156. But in our town, it might also include San Juan Highway, First Street, and some of the busier arterials. When we did get some comments and some requests for clarification, I believe Cara Vonk is on the call today. And I think she brings up some really good points. Because there is a sentence in the ordinance 10-1505E where it talks about adjoining highways or non-residential uses, and it would not be attractive to have tall fences in our historic downtown, for example, next to a restaurant or commercial business that's got loud music till 10 p.m. So these are adjustments that the Planning Commission may want to consider tonight. And then of course, keeping a safe distance from the fire hydrants is in the policy. And we can let Cara speak to her own comments. They're in your packet. And also just wanted to be clear that when a fence is, there's a uniform building code applies to this as well. And we're not suggesting that there be any consideration to exempt a review from the building code, because that's health and safety. So the footing and the structure would have to be reviewed with a building permit and would require a review of that nature before it's put up. So there would be a review. There is one interesting distinction, and in Cara's comments, the Moreno Valley policy talks about discretion given to the decision-making body, most likely the Moreno Valley Planning Commission. She's written this as it would be the city manager's discretion. And Cara suggests, I think, an interesting proposal where the neighbors would be given an opportunity to weigh in. They get notice, and if there are no responses to the notice, then the proposal can go forward administratively. But if there were concerns expressed by neighbors about within 300 feet of the property, then it could come forward to the decision-making body. I thought that was a pretty flexible approach, where if there were no concerns, the matter could be processed administratively. Otherwise, it would require a public conversation. So I just wanted to thank Cara for that suggestion. And if the commission or anyone else wants to speak on it, I can let it go. David, I don't know if you have anything to add. No?
Not on this issue.
David, Mac, do you have anything to add?
No, I think Don covered it well.
Okay, Commissioner Baines, do you have anything to add to that or any questions?
No comment.
Commissioner Maderos, do you have anything to ask or add?
Yes, I do. My question, noise abatement, how is this going to work as far as the fence height and what have you? How is that really going to work as far as abating noise? I mean, we're talking about just height alone of a fence. I'm asking staff if they have an answer for that.
Add to that, Don or David, Mac?
It's common. It's often used along freeways, fences versus walls. Obviously, a wall would do a better job at abating than a fence, but a fence may be better than nothing at all. Especially when you have trucks that are slowing down for signals and they're using their clutches to slow their trucks down. The jake braking, it's called. A lot of cities where highways come into towns actually post signs on the highways asking truck drivers not to jake brake. That kind of loud noise could be insulated by a fence. It's just a common practice. I don't know. That's just my kind of, I don't have a scientific study for you today.
Okay. What about, but we're doing this because of safety and health. Basically?
Well, I think it's a quality of life issue for those who have backyards abutting a highway.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Jackie Lopez, do you have anything to say on that?
Thank you, Chair Delgado. This is Commissioner Morris Lopez. And I also have comments or questions. And I did also receive a letter addressed from Ms. Cara Vonk. And I actually agree with most of her points of, it almost seems like they're too broad scope. Yeah, and I like to go back to, the reason why this ordinance is being adjusted or amended or changed. And I do agree that the people that have their homes up against Highway 156 on Franklin Circle, 7th Street, that are right up against that highway, there needs to be some sort of sound barrier. And I guess it's like, what caused the initial question or cause of this? And is there some way that, we could, as a city, put up maybe a wall, because I feel like a wall is a better barrier. And I noticed that there are sound walls that came up with the new developments, Copperleaf. There's a sound wall that looks sort of like a mission type architectural style over by San Antonio Street. And I'm assuming Copperleaf put that up, the developer did. Who put up the other concrete wall that looks like a mission by in San Antonio? And would it be better that we had maybe a concrete barrier that would be more soundproof? And can the city actually to keep it, all uniform, maybe provide some more guidance and funding? Because I could see already in my mind that it's so broad that you might have same height, but different material. And I really don't feel like they'd really be a true sound barrier, but we've got to start with something. And then as far as mitigating noise, the highway is very obvious what the noise is, but why not use our municipal codes if you're discussing loud music downtown? I mean, we have codes that address that. Wouldn't it be better to look at that than everyone putting up a tall fence? And I think also there needs to be more specific language into what highway, not highways. And then also the last item, number 3, my comment on that would be to screen off non-residential areas or undesirable views. Once again, if you have a property owner that's in violation of a municipal code that makes their property look blighted, or weeds are, 5 feet high, putting up a fence isn't really the answer to that. So I have a lot of questions, and I'm not really sure that I want to move on, all of the items, but certainly the highway noise is one thing that really needs to be addressed. And I empathize with the homeowners that have to hear that. Thank you.
Oh, okay, thank you for that, Commissioner Morris Lopez. Commissioner Luis Machain, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I'm agree with the Commissioner Jackie about the design. Do we have some kind, or will we have some kind of guidelines about the design? For, or are we going to apply some kind of design guidelines for that sound barriers?
That's a good question. I would need to look into that, Commission member. I'd have to look into that. I don't think so.
David Mack, do you have anything to say about that?
If not, I think we will we will, good if we apply some guidelines for design properly for our town.
David, do you have anything to say about that?
No, not really. I mean, I think Don's covered it. It's more of a, in terms of design, it's kind of more what the commission wants. I mean, to me as a professional planner, I think fence heights are very minimal impacts, right? I mean, it's kind of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Most jurisdictions, when you have properties along a high traffic street or an arterial roadway, they do have higher fence limits. They allow walls instead of fences. It's for privacy, it's for safety of potential vehicular impacts. I mean, there's a number of reasons.
Yes, but
They-
as well,
they're
but as well, it's
Let
part
me finish, I'll get back to you.
sorry. Oh, as well as I think it's part of the view of our town, and I think it's important. For example, I don't know, it's quite simple. We can add some plants or something, and it helps to that kind of sound barriers.
I have a comment.
Okay, I understand, Commissioner Banks. Let me see if Commissioner Machain is done. Are you done, Commissioner Machain?
I'm done, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Baines and then Commissioner Maderos. Go ahead, Commissioner Baines.
We need the wall built. There are certain health implications of noise pollution that the families along that part of the highway or freeway absorb, can increase blood pressure, can cause undue stress on
Yes.
the nervous system.
Yes.
There have been studies done on noise pollution.
Yes.
And so it's a health hazard to
Yes.
not have that fence there, to have a fence, a sound absorbing fence.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
So I don't think the argument is whether you should have a fence or not. I guess the kind of fence that gets built there is the issue here. Am I correct?
You're actually correct, Commissioner Baines. Women have a high rate of heart attack without sound barriers, mental
Yes.
stress. You're absolutely rude. I was going to say, thank you for saying that, because I was going to say everything you said, because it is a health issue because of the, it may look high from the outside, but the freeway is blocked with the
Yes.
fence, which gives the perception of mind over matter. You don't see the lights in your backyard and your bedroom when they come up.
But you still absorb the sound though,
Exactly.
the noise.
Exactly.
noise
I
pollution.
agree with you. And what Don said also with the jack brakes, there's a thing on Highway 56 where the trucks are not to use it, but they still use the jack brakes.
Right.
It helps the sound, and the walls built on Mission were the developers, and the one over there on the other side of 7th Street, like Commissioner Morris said, was when they were first built. They built them, but failed to build them all the way. So it does help the atmosphere of self-being, of not seeing.
Right.
Trucks, the lights, the highway,
The noise, hearing the noise. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So with that, thank you, Commissioner Baines. I'm going to ask for the staff, and then we'll go to public comment. Thank you for your input, because it is a health issue for each one that lives against 7th Street, Franklin Circle, and all the way down to the Valero, to have some kind of barrier with the noise, the sound, and all that. Thank you. So I'm going to go with Maderos, and then Commissioner Maderos, and then we'll go to the public. Go ahead, Commissioner Maderos.
Thank you. Now that I hear everybody, I agree with everybody. When it comes to what we should do right now, I don't feel comfortable we should move ahead with this. I think I need to hear more about noise. I think I need to hear about what play does the highway have in this? Is there something they can do about noise as far as that goes? I need to understand more about that thoroughfare that comes through our city. What rights we have, what authority we have into putting what type of walls up and what have you to abate noise. What can we do about speed signs? What can we do about stoplights? Whatever it takes to reduce the noise, I'd be more interested in that than putting up walls. If we're going to put up walls and fences, that's fine, but I'd like to see what they're going to look like, where they're going to go, what the heights are, and what have you. It's going to be out in the highway somewhere out there. If that's the case, as I think when we listen to Commissioner Machan, we need a plan, we need a design that's going to make the city proud of seeing whatever we put out there. So right now, I'm not too anxious to move on this.
Okay, David Mack, you have your hand raised. First of all, Commissioner Baines, do you still have something to say? Or
No, I need to lower my hand.
Okay, David Mack, go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, some of the concerns that Commissioner Maderos brought up, I think are valid. If the city wants to adopt design standards, I think that would be beneficial so that you don't have a hodgepodge of fences along the roadway. But in terms of, this is just a general information, it may be a little different along Highway 156, but generally, you can't put anything within the state right of way, right? So within the Caltrans right of way, you couldn't put a fence, even if your backyard went up against that, you'd have to do it on your own property
Exactly.
line. And from, just other places I've worked, to get Caltrans to come do a noise study, install sound mitigation,
Good luck.
end up with a fence, you'll end up with a wall, and you'll end up with a cinder block wall that's normally coated with more plaster. And they're not very sightly. It wouldn't more than likely in 2021 look like the historic mission wall that is along there now. It would look more like the walls along Highway 101 near Prunedale, if you're lucky. And that's why I said this is kind of a policy decision for the commissioners, because you want any wall or fence that I would say is over 5 or 6 feet to be aesthetically pleasing from both sides, right? You don't want your residents to be looking at cinder block walls, and the state won't coat that. So most people just put their own wooden fence up against it. But I mean, I read through the ordinance while you guys were talking, and I think it's pretty clear. I mean, it leaves it up to the discretion of the city manager, and the fence can't be any higher than it would take to mitigate the noise. I guess the question, as I think about future developments in San Juan Bautista, most new residential developments would have a sound noise study, so that would be easy to implement, right? You would know where the noise contours were. But for existing properties, I don't know how the city would determine that, or how the homeowner would determine that, right? I mean, but noise is a very large environmental health impact.
Yes.
Yes.
From my prior house lived right along the route of the fire engine, and I adopted, but I'm much happier not listening to fire engines all night.
And like David Mack said, the homeowner pays for the fence to build up. We could make an ordinance, you know, like the future, like we're doing with the parklets right now, they're getting grandfathered in, and the other ones will have the ordinance of what we, the future holds in to make it right. Because some of the fences do not impose on your, if your backyard is a highway, then you don't have a neighbor behind you, right? You know, you don't have a neighbor behind you. You just have a neighbor beside you. And if your fence is within 8 feet, then there's really nothing violating that. But behind the highway, there's no neighbor. But Don will have to make that decision. And I think we had Rhonda, is there any more commissioners that need to say something, or staff?
Yes.
Well,
Chair Delgado, this is
Yes,
Chair.
go ahead, Jackie, and then Commissioner Baines. Go ahead, Jackie.
Briefly, I just agree with what you just said. You know, I see that as not being an issue when the rear yard is up against Highway 156. That's what we're talking specifically about.
Correct.
And I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, they're not a neighbor, they're just the highway, so it's not appeasing, and it's a person that's like a homeowner would do it. Thank you. Commissioner Baines, go ahead.
Yes, I heard from the fellow commissioner that he needed more information. He didn't want to move. And so procrastinating on the issue I'm seeing as endangering the health of the people that are being subjected to the noise constantly now. So I'm thinking, what do we do? What do we need? And how do we get it done? And what kind of time frame are we talking about? So I guess I'm thinking, what action needs to be taken, like tonight, to move forward in abating the noise issue that we have for those residents that live and are subjected constantly to the noise from the highway.
And you're absolutely right, Commissioner Baines, because in the general plan, it does have a section of noise control that should have been implemented, and the disparity of treatment. And with that, are you finished, Commissioner Baines?
I have one more comment, and it's germane in terms of noise and the issues that we faced Easter Sunday. I don't know how many people saw that went on and heard what went on. And so I'm thinking, do we have a noise ordinance in place for those loud motorcycles that come through town? And there was actually a physical fight when there were 5 professional vehicles called, 3 sheriffs and the ambulance and the fire department. And it, all stem from the behavior of those loud motorcycles that were riding through our town. So, and I thought, well, wow, there must be a noise ordinance or something that can help with that, So just to tag on the noise issue, how it pollutes our system and our town. So I had a statement and a question.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Commissioner. I mean, in the parklets, many people have said noise. Well, the people behind Franklin to all the way to 7th deal with that noise daily, and it's going to get even worse with the Amazon. And thank you for that. Jackie, are you done, Commissioner Baines?
Yeah, I hope I directed my question to the correct person. I guess it's a city manager.
Yes,
that I would be directing my question. Yeah, and hopefully we can get an answer as to what we need to do to move forward in handling this noise, both for the residents and the wall issue, and for the future of the noise coming through the town. I mean, we can't just that's not good.
You're absolutely right. I heard about the fight and everything, and
it was terrible.
It was, and I mean, we need. We can't afford the police because it's $2 million, right, Dawn? And I've made suggestions of hiring deputizing the security that we have. And at what point are we going to say enough? But anyways, let me get to David Mack and then David Medeiros, okay? Commissioner Medeiros. Thank you, Commissioner Baines. David Mack, could you unmute yourself, please?
Sure. I'm just looking to Google Earth, and I can share my screen if needed, but if not, that's fine. And I don't know where the streets reside.
Please do.
Sorry, it looks. Go ahead.
Go ahead and share your map. Your Google map.
Yeah, I will. So you should be able to see it, and I'll move it around. I was trying to measure while you guys were talking, while the commission was talking. It looks like this white mission style fence is probably, I don't know, I'm going to say 6 to 8 feet. The measuring tool's not working, but then it definitely transitions as you move towards the Alameda 156 intersection. And this area looks to me like a standard 5, maybe 6 foot tall chain link fence. You can see this person here has put some wood up against it. But from this point, almost all the way to the Alameda, you can see the back of these houses. And I'm going to assume, it would be interesting to go out there and walk it, that all of this brush is sitting on a fence of some sort. And the reason I say that is...
There is no brush. There is no fence. It's just weeds.
Well, because like right here, you can see there's a chain link fence.
Yeah, but it declines as you go. There's a hill and the houses are set down if you go.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. So I think if the issue is for noise mitigation, allowing these residences along this highway to build taller than a 5 or 6 foot fence would be effective, because from the road plane, you wouldn't actually see the fence.
Correct.
Right. And I'm just pointing it out for transparency. I'm not lobbying for or against the ordinance, but I believe that was the intent, was to try to mitigate these noise issues and allow these people a little bit more privacy that they're not being provided by the vegetation.
Right.
Try to bounce some of that sound back.
Thank you, David Mack.
Drops down, but I mean, I don't know if this residence, you might end up with a 10-foot fence. I don't know. And that's a policy decision, right? Because at a certain level, the fence then has to be engineered for structural support.
Correct.
It's not just a fence.
Correct. Commissioner Baines, are you done? Can you lower your hand, please? Commissioner Medeiros, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to my conversation. I commented earlier, I'm not against fences. I'm not against walls or anything like that. I want to abate the noise, whatever that takes. If it's going to take a wooden fence to do that, fine. I understand that. But I also want it planned properly. I want it, make sure it's done right. That's what I'm going. I'm not eager to move fast on this because I want to make sure we got all the things in place to do this. The other thing is, we need to understand we have a corridor of Highway 156 that comes through our city limit. And I understand we have certain rights to negotiate or be able to tell the state what things we need to put there whenever we need to do anything within that area. I don't think we understand that completely. I'd like to know more about that. What is it? What is it, the authority that the city has and what authority the state has as far as the highway is concerned? I'm beginning to learn more about that recently. And I'm saying, I think we have more authority of what goes in and what goes out within our city limits than we think we do. And I'd like to study that more. The other thing is the fences are fine. The walls are fine. I don't have any qualms about that. I'm sure we'll do the right thing there. And whether we need height and what have you. So that's why I'm saying we need to really look at a little closer, a little longer on this to make sure we understand all this, because it's the noise I want to get rid of. Thank you.
Okay, let's, any more from the commissioners that have anything to mention on this? Okay. Dawn, do you have anything to state on this? This is,
No, not at this time. I would need to look into it more and get together with our city attorney and share this conversation with her. And David and she and I could meet and bring something back. It's not, this isn't like we just had a car accident, so we got to build a signal. This is an ongoing problem.
correct.
And we want to move forward carefully. That's what I'm hearing David say, but I want to respect Commissioner Baines as well,
Yes.
that we need to do something as soon as we can. So I get the message, and it sounds like we need to do a little more homework.
Well, with that, can we pass this ordinance with conditions of proper building, or do we have to wait? If we have commissioners that are willing to pass and vote and they deny it, this has never come up before.
Well, essentially, this is a city council decision, so there is another bite at the apple. And you could recommend to go forward to the city council and ask staff, direct staff to explore certain issues. Design standards seems to be one in particular. We've identified that when a private property is adjacent to a state property, the city doesn't have any jurisdiction in between the two. So the city can't very well go out and establish and build a wall when it doesn't have control of the property. So, and maybe we'll want to limit it just to the highway and not allow this to happen downtown. It'd be interesting to hear some of the public comments. I know Cara has her hand
Okay.
up.
So, okay, now that I just wanted to know before I went to public comment. Okay. So let's go to public comment, please. Trish, do we have any public comments?
Yes, Cara Vonk.
Go ahead, Cara. Could you do 3 minutes, please, Trish?
You bet.
Go ahead, Cara.
Cara, can you unmute yourself?
Cara?
Hi. Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Sorry. Hopefully you've all had a chance to look at my comments. First of all, the ordinance before you is not a small change. It is very wide ranging. And based on this discussion, I think it's very evident that we're really talking about the properties that back up to Highway 156. So the ordinance should be limited to that, not allowing people to build tall fences or walls just because they don't like the noise coming from Doña Esther's or Jardines. Also screening non-residential use. You know, we're totally intertwined with all kind of commercial businesses. That's going to look terrible to allow people to build tall fences if they happen to be adjacent to a commercial business. So hopefully we can limit this to Highway 156. And then just a couple of further comments. You know, I was around when they were planning the Highway 156 widening. Enormous sound studies were done as part of that EIR process. So there's all that background information if you're interested in that. Also, a citizens committee worked with Caltrans to design that center divide that goes down 156 up to Highway 101. You'll see that it's, you know, sand colored. It's got a fake, looks like stacked stone or something. Caltrans worked with us on that, and they asked us, they were very accommodating. Their landscape architects worked with us on that. And so maybe Caltrans can build something within their right of way. You know, we should pursue that. I also want to point out that a wall is also defined as a fence. So a fence is not just something that's wood. It's anything, you know, that separates, I guess, properties. So again, I hope you will limit this to just the properties that are backing onto Highway 156 and see what we might be able to accomplish with Caltrans. Thank you.
Thank you, Cara. I think Commissioner Morris, Lopez Morris and Baines, Commissioner Baines, and I feel that we need to put Highway 156 not only on Franklin, but you have to also look on the other side of 156. I don't know those streets over there. Do you know, Don, or
7th Street? Yeah, 7th Street.
Because we're looking on both sides of the freeway.
7th Street backs up, right?
7th and the other side of where Mission, the L'Oreal Hotel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That they also included on this on 156. I could not agree more with Cara and David. It should be limited to 156, not the old Highway 101 or not in front of Hardiness or what, Cara. I agree that we need to just contain it to 156. Trish, do we have any more public comments?
Sorry. No, I don't see more hands raised.
Okay, with that, there's some chat on here. In order to soundproof a fence, cannot have any open spaces in it. They would involve overlapping boards. And that's from Cheryl. I mean, to me, I don't know if we can move forward with this with, we need to put like Cara and Commissioner Baines and Commissioner Morris says, just indicating 156 on both sides of the freeway. And 7th, I don't know the other streets on this side. Is it Long Street? Don?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. It's certainly 7th, but
yeah,
I think to specify 156 is adequate. I'll tell you, you know, we're putting that roundabout on San Juan Highway, Highway 1, and the property owners across from Rancho Vista will have backyards facing San Juan Highway. So the question is, we want that wall to be subject to design standards. We can condition that because it hasn't been built yet. So that's something we can do. And the same is true with the properties across from Valero, those and 70 Muckalemme. Those are to be developed, so we can condition those to include that sound wall. So in new development, we have a lot more flexibility. It's this retrofit that's a challenge, I think.
Okay. Commissioner Maderos, do you have another question?
No, I'm good.
Your hand's up.
No, I said thumbs up.
No, your hand is up. You lift.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
It's that blue sky.
Gotta take it down. Okay, all right. Got it. How do I take it down?
Maderos. Does any other commissioners have any other comments?
No. No.
Jackie Morris Lopez, Commissioner Jackie Lopez. Commissioner Morris Lopez? I think we lost her. Commissioner Baines, do we have anything else? Go, you raise your hand, Commissioner Baines?
Yes, I wanted to know if this is an appropriate time to make a motion.
Okay.
I move that we direct staff to investigate what is necessary, what we need, what our limitations are, both locally and statewide or countywide, or however it's done here, and get back to us by the next meeting with that information so that all questions can be answered and or everything can be hashed out and we can make an effort to move forward on this issue, because I'm concerned about the health of the residents that are constantly subjected to this noise pollution.
Thank you, Commissioner Baines. Do we have a second to table this with further information?
I'll second it.
Okay, Commissioner Maderos, can you do a roll call, Trish, please?
Yes. Commissioner Machane,
Aye.
Commissioner Maderas, thank you.
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Aye.
Commissioner Morris Lopez.
I'm going to say at this time, I'm not real clear on Commissioner Baines's proposals, because it seems table what? Are we talking about the item that concerns the noise abatement along 156? To get back, staff to get back with us? Are we talking about items 2 and 3? It needs to be a little bit more clarified and specific for me in order to make a vote. Thank you.
The first one.
We're tabling the first one with the fence ordinance action A, 5A.
With direction for staff to get back to us by the next meeting as to what we need to know to move forward.
Okay, I thought we were, Commissioner Maderas, I'm sorry that this is digressing, going to discussion phase, but I thought we were deciding at this time to get more information and not move forward because there's also other items, and I thought those were inclusive in this.
No, Commissioner Morris Lopez. We're just doing action item 5A about consider the resolution of the fence.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I would say yes with the move to go to staff and get more information. And this is just specific to the property, the residences along 156 on either side of the highway. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Chairperson Delgado, your vote?
I say aye.
Okay, all members of the commission being present, the motion is stated by the maker passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we're going to move to action item 5B, considering the resolution of 2021, recommending the city council recognizing of the private building of National Preservation Month. And that would be the Bluebird, correct?
And the Reynolds House, correct.
Correct. Commissioner Baines, do you have anything to say on that? Your hand is up. Commissioner Baines?
I'm here. Well, I've already said that it was a nice job that they've done. And, you know, I think that the photographer did a fabulous job on capturing the essence of the city.
Okay. Commissioner Morris Lopez, do you have anything to comment on that? Commissioner Morris Lopez? Okay. Commissioner Lopez?
Yes, I think it's great. The work that was done on both these properties, I think looks great, and it adds more vitality to the downtown and the neighborhood too, with both these historic buildings.
Thank you. Commissioner Maderos, anything do you have to add to that?
No, just ready to make a motion.
Okay. Commissioner Machane?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Staff, anything? Is there anything on the public? Trish? Trish? Is there anyone in the public? Okay, with that, I don't think we have any public comments. Can we have a motion to consider the property on,
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that items 5B and C, I make a motion that we approve the, and go forward with the recommendation to approving that we, of items B and C, which is 1 for the Bluebird Hotel and 2 for the EA Reynolds house.
Okay.
That go forward with a an award, awarding them with a preservation award.
I
I-
sec-
I
I
second
guess.
that. I second that.
Okay, can you call a roll call, please, Trish?
Sure. Commissioner Matt Shane,
Aye.
Commissioner Maderas,
Yes.
Commissioner Baines,
Agree.
Commissioner Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Chairman Delgado.
Delgado says yes.
Sorry. All members of the commission being present, the motion as stated by the maker passes unanimously. And I left without, those are each a resolution, and I'm sorry I didn't bring home with me my list. They will each have their own separate resolution number. with the
Okay,
vote.
thank you. In the chat room, we have some chat. We have from Cheryl and from Cara. Did I hear that the roundabout is going to have a wall and design being reviewed by the PC? Is that correct on?
No, it's just a fence for now, until the property owner comes forward with a parcel map and development plans. So the planning commission will have ample opportunity. Meritage is not building a wall, they're just putting up a chain link fence, but the adjacent property owner will have future plans for development there, I'm sure. Sorry if I didn't want to throw confusion at you, but.
Okay, thank you. And with that, any planning commissioners have anything to add? Let's go with Commissioner Maderos. Do you have anything to make a comment on off the agenda?
No, what item are we talking about here? Are we talking just
Great.
comments, item 6?
Yes,
Hello?
6A, yes.
6A? Oh, okay, so we're there, okay. I'd like to hear what other commissioners have to say about the Planning Commissioner Academy that we all attended.
Great. Commissioner Maderos, do you have anything to say?
I have a ton of things to say. No, it was good doing that. It was almost close to 20 hours of sessions that we had. There was about 14 different sessions. Of those 14 sessions, there were about 11 to 10 that were about planning commission. We had a mock meeting for planning commissioners, which if we were to compare ourselves to them, I think we're looking good as a commissioner, as a commission. Yeah, these were experienced and really knew a lot about how to be a commissioner and stuff like that. And they didn't really tear it up or not, but I think we hold our own as a good group and a good commission. So the other thing I think that was the major thing I think I picked from this whole thing, maybe all of you can probably get as well, is commissioners' discretion when it comes to anything, when it comes to our community, when it comes to the city itself. And how do we compare that, or how do we serve that to the authorities, that being the state, federal, what have you, and who we are as a commission, as a group, identifying just exactly what we do. I don't know if you remember this, that we're quasi judicial and we're quasi legislature, and yet we don't have really anything to say other than do what we can to recommend to the city council. The other thing that I found that was interesting was that we our only, well, our authority is over zoning, basically, is what I got out of these sessions. And the other thing that I thought the whole session was about the regional housing needs allocation. That was the gist of everything, I thought. And what are we doing now for the state as far as affordable homes and what have you? How does that fit in? So there was a lot said about that. And what I learned from that was the fact that if you really listen to what they had to say, it's really important for us to go through that protocol, that process, and identify in our housing element, get that registered, because it's really important for the state to learn who we are as a community, as a city. That's where it begins. And it starts with our planning, general plan, and what have you, for as we grow as a community. So it's not so much to worry about whether we're going to end up with a lot of affordable homes here, or maybe outgrow our plan and what have you. It is not that at all. It's about making sure that our housing element meets what we should be doing as a community and serving the state when it comes to affordable homes. So that's what I got out of it. And I thought it was a lot of good sessions there to learn from. I thank the city for allowing us to go through this because we learned a lot. I did anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Maderos. Anybody else go to the academy? Commissioner McChain, did you attend that?
No, I couldn't attend.
All right, thank you.
I missed it.
They have you that you can go watch it on your own because they recorded them. They're for 6 months, I believe. Commissioner.
Yes.
Sounds
Yes.
great.
Yes.
I'm gonna,
It's all been recorded.
yeah, I'm gonna take it because, yeah, we need it. And I recommend if you, Dr. Baines and Jackie, if you couldn't attend, it's really important. Yeah.
Commissioner Baines, did you attend the planning commissioner academy? Commissioner Baines? Unmute yourself, please. Commissioner Baines, you need to unmute yourself.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, there. It was stuck for a minute. Yes, I thought I had sent an email to for the person who was doing the scheduling, and I never heard anything about it. And so, you know, I came and went without my attendance. However, it was my intention to attend, and I was waiting on notification as to, you know, you're registered or whatever, and the logistics of it all. And it came and went without me, you know, attending. I've attended before years ago, so I pretty much kind of got an idea of what it's about, but I would have liked to have attended the updated information that with
They have that Commissioner Baines, they have that recorded that you can still go through it.
Online. Oh, okay.
If you need help with that, I guess we can, you just go back to the.
Is it PowerPoint like
No,
presentation?
you actually see the whole sessions over again.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
it was really good. Jackie, Commissioner Morris Lopez, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I did attend all the sessions, and I plan on going back and reviewing them again because there was a lot of information as a newbie, a new commissioner. One of the interesting things that I got out of it, there was just a lot of information, a lot of acronyms that were unfamiliar to me. But they had active live chat, so if you had a question, they would respond, and you had an opportunity to also do live questions vocally. And there was just a lot of attendance. I think at one time I heard there was maybe Commissioner Maderos could confirm this, maybe like over 500 people that were at the meetings, I think.
Yes.
One of the things that I got is that, you know, this housing, great housing need in California is one of the, you know, top priorities. But I also heard something very clearly that as planning commissioners, we need to be advocates and activists, because the flavor is that not everyone is in agreement that we should be told and forced to do one size fits all.
Yes.
And that was very interesting to me, because I think that when you, and the premise for that statement by the speakers was that, you know, people want to preserve their integrity of what their town represents, especially like us, we're very unique. And I had asked some questions and I said, you know, a lot of the information, how does this relate to a very small town, historical town that's under 3,000 people of population? Because a lot of it seemed that was geared towards larger cities and urban cities. So it was very interesting, but that really kind of caught my attention, being an advocate and being an activist for your community. And that, you know, there's a lot of talk about fighting some of these mandatory housing elements and affordable housing, and you must do that, you must do this. And I think it was also talking about engaging your community and being about diversity, you know, and equity, getting representation and being, you know, equal and equity, because there's also disparity in that. So it was really interesting to hear that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Morris Lopez. I also attended. Thank you, David, for asking what low housing is, and you got 3 different answers, which you just add everybody up, divided by whatever. And I saw that question: what is low housing? You know, what determines it, and why isn't that going on in this community? And it's disheartening that Meritage doesn't have a low housing percentage that they made, because the prior council let them pay some kind of a tax paid. I also learned that motorhomes, if we looked creatively, we can also make them homes. And in Sacramento, a builder was thinking of developing a new development with adding a mother-in-law suite, ADU. And Sacramento was thinking about giving them some tax breaks, you know. That was really interesting to me. And the trailer homes, where they thought of making them a part of the housing. I asked some gentleman to email me what was the specs on that, because Don, if I'm wrong, do we not have a trailer home across by L'Oreal where people stay more than 6 months? They're longer. We can also add that into our housing development. That's one thing that I really was up for. And also, they said that we should reevaluate, like downtown 3rd Street, the apartments upstairs. Are they homes? Are they apartment? We have to go back and start counting those homes for our affordable homes, you know? That was really great to me. And I enjoyed seeing Jackie, Commissioner Lopez says, I'm a newbie, what is all the acronyms? And somebody was, actually, I printed it out. They gave us all the acronyms that they meant, because they said PPP, PPP, and when the acronyms, and somebody gave it to me and I printed it out because I'm a hands-on. And I recommend that if you weren't able to go, that you should go, because, you know, there's a lot of laws that are coming out, and they tell you what they want, what we should be petitioning for and not. I really learned a lot this year, and every year that I go, it's enormous. And I like the question that Commissioner Maderos and Commissioner Lopez say, we're a unique town. We have what, 1,800, David? Commissioner David? Maderos?
Yes,
And
yes.
we're a unique
We're
town.
pushing 2,000 and then
Right.
some.
We're a unique town. We're not like Santa Barbara, Mission Capistrano. We are Mission San Juan Bautista, where the downtown 3rd Street is only historical, nothing else but that downtown. So I really appreciated my commissioners asking questions, and I love that. With that, does the city plant manager have anything to say, Dawn? That would be you.
No, I'm really glad the commission went, and thank you for sharing, because it gives me some heads up. We do get advisories from the League of California Cities. I believe there were 20 different bills recently introduced regarding housing. Some of those from our own Senator Caballero. So we'll try and keep you up to speed as that legislation moves forward. So you can build on what you've already learned. So thank you very much for attending and sharing tonight. I appreciate that.
Can I make a recommendation?
Yes.
Yeah, one of the things that that was important at these sessions was the fact that one of the things that came up was have meetings with your staff.
Yes.
Do we have meetings before or after the official meetings that we have with the Historic Resource Board or with the Planning Commission? And they were encouraging that. So I would like to think that as a result of this, we would have a separate meeting just with commissioners and the board members with staff and sit down and talk about some of the things that we can do as a community, as a city, aside from what's on the agenda. But what is our authority? What is your authority? That kind of a thing. We need to learn more about the legal aspects of what we can or can't do as far as an agency, whatever you want to call it, a government body, that kind of a thing. So I'd like to think we'd have like a round table and talk some of these things up so that we get a better understanding of our responsibilities and what have you.
Yeah.
And it's really, to me, we're talking about the future of San Juan Bautista. And it's really important that, like they said, one of the things that as a commissioner, I'm sure you heard this, all of you that went to, that it's a lot of hard work. And put in a lot of hard work, we're working for the future of San Juan Bautista. And I'd like to think that this body right now, as we are, and we're a good group with a good staff, I think we need to get together more often and sit down and talk about the things we can do to help each other to, like Commissioner Bain said, to move things forward.
Yeah, not constipated.
Thank you.
David Mack, do you have anything to say? Yeah, your hand raised?
The only thing, I do think that independent meetings with staff on projects that are coming forward on the agenda are actually very helpful. I think it allows a lot of clarification, but I will caution you that it cannot be a quorum of the Planning Commission. It needs to be either one-on-one commissioners with staff or no more than I think for San Juan Bautista would be 2. If 3 or more want to meet with staff at the same time, and I think Kara Vonk also put this in the comments, that's a violation of the Brown Act. It would need to be noticed as a public hearing. And at that point, you might as well just have the Planning Commission and the HRB meetings as they are.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Understood.
The chair could only meet with the staff to go over the agenda for Planning Commission. They said just one person. I was gonna talk to David about that. Commissioner Maderos, like you would be able to talk to staff with the historical board, David, and then I would be doing the Planning Commission.
No, we have to, Robert's Brown Act, or what have you. We have to serve that. There's no question about that. And staff knows how to deal with that and with us. And but that doesn't mean we can't meet.
You're right.
And the clarification is so important because when we get into a real meeting, we don't want any confusion out there. When we get confusion, and that's where we lose the trust of the community. So we want to make sure when we go forward, we've got a good plan in mind. And yes, we could have meetings, but it's going to have to be according to the Brown Act.
Sure, and I just wanted to say, I did that in many of the other places I worked. I'm completely open to it as long as I'm contracted to San Juan Bautista. We can do it through email or we can set up private, Zoom or Skype meetings. But I did want to clarify that it can't be a meeting.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Like David and I can meet with the staff and discuss the historical and the. Yeah, and I want to be transparent because I don't want anything that isn't transparent because we work for the community and I want the community to thrive. With that, is any of the other, is there any thing that you have to say, Dave, the city planner, is there anything you need to say?
On this issue, no.
Okay. With that, is anybody wanting to make a motion to adjourn?
Oh, well, hold on. If you're ready to.
There's one more thing,
Yeah, I do have an update, sorry. Dawn has asked me, sorry. Dawn has asked me to prepare, I guess, a report to the planning commission, which I was not able to do by tonight. But I am gonna update you on some, I guess, major projects that will be coming forward to either the HRB, but more likely the planning commission. The Orchard Meadows subdivision, which is on Lang Street, I believe was resubmitted late February, early March. So that review is underway. And that 17 lot subdivision may start making its way through the approval process in the coming months. JJ's Burgers has applied for potentially a new mixed use building in a different location than they are located now. That application was submitted, I think, late March. So staff is starting to review that, and that will be coming forward. Midnight Express is considering making an application for cannabis, both a dispensary, packaging, and potentially cultivation site. There are some environmental concerns on that need to be resolved and looked at through the process. I won't get into that because they have not made an application yet, but as that goes through, that will start to make its way through the public hearing process. I believe that there is a couple other maybe public hearing required site and design review applications that are coming through. But off the top of my head, I don't know what those are. But those are the big three. The Planning Commission and or the HRB may be grappling with some fairly large projects for San Juan Bautista, including housing. And finally, I told Dawn earlier today that I did receive a draft accessory dwelling unit ordinance that Harris was contracted to prepare. I'm actually reviewing that tonight and probably tomorrow. I'll need some clarification from the housing team, and then I will be forwarding that to Dawn for review, and we'll start bringing that through the HRB and the Planning Commission for recommendation to City Council. Because as you guys were talking about, this will implement the new state laws for accessory dwelling units, junior housing units, and where they can be permitted and how they shall be permitted, not how they should be permitted, how they shall be permitted. But just because I've been reading it as you guys were talking, without getting too much into it, some of the clarification questions I need are, some of the new state laws do not give discretion to the city to approve or deny those unless they are within a historic district. And I think the limit of review in the historic district will only be site and design review. It will not be whether or not the housing unit can be built. It will be the design of it. And I believe that those new potential units may be exempted from CEQA under state law, so they will not be an environmental impact. They will just need to match the existing aesthetics, colors, and potentially materials, but I need some clarification on that. And that's it for me.
David Mack, where will they be building that? You didn't say that for the historical district. Where?
Well, technically, under the new state laws, which, let me scroll back up here. I'm a couple pages deep. Sorry. It would be accessory dwelling units are allowed on parcels zoned for single unit R1, multi-unit R1, R2, or R3, and or mixed use residential zones. So it wouldn't necessarily be just in the historic district, but anything that's zoned for residential use, these will apply to.
Okay. Okay. Anything, Dawn?
No. We do have again, like we did last month, coming to the commission will be our staff status reports. I try and get those from staff by the 7th of each month. So a part of the request to David was to ask him to participate and provide that for the planning commission. But we also have one coming from the community liaison and code enforcement and the building official. And there's, for your pleasure, police and fire. So those are due out tomorrow. So hopefully they'll come in so we can get them to you. And I try and do that in advance. So Commissioner Maderos, we can schedule meetings. If you have questions about those projects, I'm more than happy. And we'll have David on the phone or in the office and we'll have conversations about any questions that you might have. So
Yeah.
happy to meet with all of you individually. The door's open. So
Yeah, I would like to be on those meetings as well because we have things to discuss. I would like to be apprised prior to the meeting with staff. Okay. With that, is there anyone want to motion to adjourn?
I want to make the motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Second it.
okay. Can we have a roll call, please, Trish? Trish, unmute yourself.
Got it. Okay. Commissioner Matshane,
Aye.
Commissioner Maderos,
Aye.
Commissioner Baines,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris Lopez,
Yes.
Chairman Delgado,
Aye.
all members of the commission being present, the motion is stated by the passes unanimously.
All right. Good night. Be
Good
well.
night. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, commissioners.
Good night. Good night, staff.
Way to go.
Good
Good
night,
job.
all.
Good job. Good job,
Night.
chairperson.
Florida.
Good night.
Thank
all.
you, Dave.
Aye.
Thank
Dr.
you, chairperson.
Thank you.